Hello, welcome to today's webinar, Introducing Glamping Hub, the Luxury Camping Marketing Channel. Presenting today is Lauren Goldstein, Head of Customer Success and Solutions Team at Glamping Hub. She'll speak for about 20 minutes, after which we have time set aside for a Q&A, so please have your questions ready for the end. All right, and with that, I'll go ahead and pass it over to you, Lauren. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks so much for having me, Gavin and ResNexus. I'm excited to be here. As Gavin said, my name is Lauren. I am the head of our customer success and solutions team here at Glamping Hub. So in addition to all of the typical support team duties, my department handles all of our inbound host registration and onboarding. So I'm here to introduce you to Glamping Hub as one of ResNexus' newest integrations, and talk to you a little bit today about why Glamping Hub might be a great fit for your properties. So we'll talk a little bit first about what glamping is and the type of accommodations that fall within glamping, who we are as a company and our business model, why you should list with Glamping Hub, and why our guests are different from your average guest booking through a booking platform. And then to end up, we're going to talk a little bit about the 2023 roadmap and some of the more exciting things that we have coming this year. So some of you may be new to the term glamping. It comes from the combination of words glamorous camping, and in its essence, it's supposed to be a secluded, unique experience in nature. So Glamping Hub defines glamping as the unique structure immersed in nature with all of the comforts of home. So the idea of glamping for us is to allow people who would maybe not normally be too keen on camping to enjoy the same experience of being outdoors whilst also having the comforts of, you know, being in a proper bed and having a hot shower, and maybe even some more luxurious elements like a complimentary coffee or breakfast while being outdoors and enjoying nature. So we are a curated website, and we vet and check all of our accommodations for quality. And so this is within the list of criteria that we consider when we're vetting and checking the quality of our accommodations. We focus on three main things under the umbrella of having access to nature. So the first is we're looking at the uniqueness of the accommodation. Is it a pure glamping accommodation? What does the interior and exterior look like? What kind of unique features does it have? We're looking at the secludedness of the property. Geographically, where is it? Is it close to a national park? We wouldn't list anything, you know, that's on a main highway or a main road or in a neighborhood. And then lastly, we're looking at the comfort level. So is it basic amenities, maybe a little bit finer things, all the way up through luxury? So this is a slide that shows kind of our top accommodations that we list. You'll see these icons all over our website, and they're just kind of fun. But I'm going to walk you through some of the more typical accommodations on our site that we offer and show you some pictures from our website. So here you can see some Airstreams and cabooses. Cabooses are actually just that. It's an old repurposed train car. Both of these accommodations are typically stationary. They're old Airstreams that are no longer able to be pulled, but are parked in a place that's unique and outside, and make for a nice little home to stay in. We also list bubble tents and domes. These are growing increasingly popular just due to their, you know, easy nature of being able to mount and dismount, especially for locations that are seasonal. We also list all kinds of cabins, log cabins, A-frame cabins, and pods. We also list castles, if you can believe it, and country cottages. Obviously, these types of accommodations sort of fall into our more luxurious. And of course, these castles need to be, you know, in nature, nestled in some mountains maybe. We're not looking at like Buckingham Palace. We're making sure that these are very luxurious accommodations, maybe out in the wilderness. We also offer recycled shipping containers. These are going increasingly popular as well, along with caravans. So you can see here we have the typical caravan that's, again, just parked and not being pulled. And then you'll see there as well, we have kind of like a recycled Conestoga wagon caravan. And these are also becoming pretty popular and are very unique. We also list huts and igloos, and we even have some caves listed on our site. So these are caves that have just been repurposed into accommodations with doors and beds and everything. And then on to some of our more popular and what we call pure glamping accommodations. So these are tree houses and teepees, along with safari tents and yurts. Yurts originally come from Mongolia and are just sort of a rounded safari tent. And we also offer bell tents and tiny houses. Tiny houses are growing increasingly popular globally. We're seeing a huge uptick, not only in these houses for vacation rental accommodations, but also people living in tiny houses, which is interesting. So we want to make sure that we're offering our guests a pure curated collection. So unfortunately, there are accommodations that we have to say no to and that we don't list. We try to be upfront with this, right away so that there's no confusion. But we don't offer RVs or RV hookup sites, campsites, or vacation rental or houses. Again, we're trying to keep the collection that we have really pure and curated. So I want to talk to you a little bit about who we are as a company. So Glamping Hub was founded in 2013 by two friends who had a shared passion for kind of the budding industry of glamping. And by 2014, it was a fully functioning platform. So up to now, our 27-person team is made up of 10 different nationalities, and we work out of our headquarters in Seville, Spain. Ironically, in 2020, while the rest of the travel industry was kind of reeling in the wake of the pandemic, glamping actually really took off, and Glamping Hub had a record-breaking year. We'll talk a bit more about this later, but we've gone through tons of changes in strategy and brand as a startup. I think that's pretty common. But as of November last year, Glamping Hub's marketplace was sold to new owners who have a whole new vision and set of goals for the company. So I'd like to introduce you to our new owners, CJ Wolf and Dave De La Parra. They are no strangers to the tech startup world or the world of glamping. CJ has built several successful startup companies in the online gaming industry. And Dave has worked in the hospitality industry for several years and actually owns and manages his own glamping property up in Montana. So they have a lot of experience to offer and a lot of great ideas to bring to the company, and we're really happy to have them on board. So this is just a fun slide that we like to show. This is the evolution of our brand and our logo over the years. So you can see that we eventually decided to leave behind the color red and move more towards a more earthy, natural color in 2018 when we did a big revamp of our brand. So these are number 5 there you can see is our current logo and our company colors. So over the years, we've been featured in many major media outlets and publications. You can see here the New York Times, BuzzFeed, Forbes, Vogue, etc. So we have a dedicated marketing team to make sure that we're continuing to increase our exposure, and we're always looking for good opportunities to partner both with media publications and influencers that fit within our niche. So I want to tell you a little bit about our business model. Our business model is very similar to other booking platforms, and our revenue comes from service fees that are generated through bookings. So we're a transactional platform, so all payment and payout occurs through our platform. Our guests book through the site, they pay a service fee of up to 17%. This fee is based on a sliding scale depending on how much money they spend on the site. And once the booking is confirmed, we will charge the guests. We cover all of those credit card transaction fees. And then come check-in day, we release payment to our host. And in that payment, we take out a 4% commission fee. But other than that, it is totally free to be listed on our site. We pride ourselves on having no hidden fees. We only make money when our hosts are making money. So it is a really good opportunity to advertise your listings, even if you're not getting bookings, right away. So why should you list with Glamping Hub? Firstly, the glamping market has huge potential. So if your property fits in the glamping niche, the sky really is the limit here. There are an estimated 750,000 pure glamping sites in the US alone, with an average of 8 units per site. And in addition to that, the average ticket price is elevated at an average of $500 due to the luxury aspect of these accommodations. And the total glamping market is valued at $45 billion globally, and that number is growing every day. So there is a lot of potential here if you have a property that fits into this niche. So as I mentioned, Glamping Hub paradoxically took off in the wake of COVID-19. And there's a few reasons for this. Glamping offers a more COVID-friendly type of stay than many other forms of travel. And because our accommodations are often out of the city and away from confinement, they give people the opportunity to get away from those restrictions and disconnect and relax. And as we all know, I think after quarantine, many people were really looking forward to a vacation away. So in 2022, the interest in glamping increased even amongst campers. So we're seeing that this trend is going up. 36% of campers went on a glamping trip for the first time. And we expect this interest to continue to grow. And we expect that 50% of people looking to experience glamping in 2023 will hit our site. So as we mentioned before, there are lots of reasons to list with Glamping Hub, but as mentioned, there are no hidden fees with Glamping Hub. It's totally free to list your property on our site. We have a dedicated team to help you customize your listing and ensure that you're boosted in Google with keyword optimization. We want to help you define your rates and your minimum night stays based on similar accommodations in your area, and we can help you stay on top of the market based on the trends that we're seeing in our data. And on top of that, you can join a global niche community. We have a large network of hosts and guests. And we love to feature our hosts in our monthly host of the month blog post, as well as on our social media, and help give our hosts more exposure. So our main markets, as you can see on this map, are the US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and the UK. But over half of our inventory on our site is actually in the US, so that does make our main primary market the US. Currently, these are our top 4 states for bookings: California, Texas, New York, and North Carolina. However, this does change often as seasonality comes into play. So you might see that Utah or Colorado, for example, are netting some more bookings in the summer month. And as the year goes on, as our inventory is increased, we see these trends change a lot. So while these tend to be the top states, if you're not in that state, don't fret. We're seeing these numbers change quite a bit. So another advantage to listing with us is that we are in a great position within the competitive landscape of booking platforms. So as you can see on this chart, Glamping Hub falls into the high-end specialist category of platforms. And along with that niche area, we have a couple of other advantages. We are typically the first site listed in Google when searching for glamping, and not just in Google, but in other search engines as well. We have a high average ticket price within the outdoor players, which is obviously great for our hosts. We have the largest curated collection of glamping inventory. And again, remember, we curate this collection and we vet all of our listings. So we really focus on that quality data point. And we also have listings in over 115 countries across the world. So we're a very international niche platform. So just to highlight some figures for you from 2022, we are a small company with a small team, but last year we had over 5.3 million unique user sessions and unique users visit our site, which generated over $7 million in revenue. We have a domain authority of 71, and we currently have over 18,000 accommodations on our site. But again, we're adding to that number every day. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the types of guests that we have and why they're different from the average guest you might see on other platforms like Airbnb or Booking.com. So who goes glamping and what is a typical glamper? Our guests are often unique people interested in having an experience rather than just finding a place to rest their head at night. They're not just campers or travelers. They're people who love the outdoors and are looking for something unique, something new. And we cater to a really wide range of guests. There's really something for everyone on our site. We have accommodations fit for families, couples, solo travelers, people traveling with pets. And we have lots of variety in location, the types of accommodations, and the types of luxury as well. So we make ourselves available to a pretty wide-ranging audience. So here you can see a breakdown of our users from last year. You can see that it's about a 60-40 split of female to male users, with guests primarily booking via their mobile device. And the vast majority of our guests booking are within the 25 to 45 age range. And the reason we track this is it's really important for us to understand our customers, understand who they are, so that we can effectively market to our customer demographic. So to end our presentation today, I'd like to share with you some exciting things we're looking forward to this year and tell you a little bit about what's on our 2023 roadmap. So this year we're focusing on 3 areas. The first area, phase 1, is all about improving our guest experience. So we've actually already redesigned the homepage and search bar. And today our new listing page redesign went live, which we're very excited about. But the main goal of these changes is to help represent our brand a little bit better and to make sure that we're making the information found on the listing pages easier to understand and digest for our users. We're also going to redesign our checkout page to make it easier for our guests to book. And lastly, we'll be releasing our guest mobile app in a few months. As you saw, most of our users are booking via their mobile devices. Everyone's on their smartphone these days. So this goal is very important to us to help increase our bookings and improve our guest experience. Phase 2 is all about improving our host experience. So we'll be revamping our host registration process as well as the onboarding process to make it easier for our hosts to list on our site and set up their account and their accommodations. We'll also be revamping and upgrading our host dashboard so that it's easier for hosts to edit their listings and add more inventory, manage their bookings, communicate with their guests, and manage their account. And lastly, phase 3 is all about increasing our traffic and conversion. So we're working to increase our traffic through strategic partnerships. We actually are already integrated with Google Travel as of a few weeks ago, and our integration with Kayak is coming soon. We want to continue to improve our brand awareness. We're also working to conduct paid marketing campaigns. We have a marketing team that is dedicated to building a full strategy of this. And lastly, we're going to continue to invest in SEO and ensure that we're continuing to dominate the glamping niche within search engines. So just to recap on some of the reasons why Glamping Hub might be a great fit for you, we are a dominant leader in our industry. We offer more than 18,000 accommodations, and we're eager to add new inventory every day. 70% of our traffic is organic, which demonstrates that the interest level for this industry is already very high. We have the largest data set in our niche, which helps us to make data-driven decisions when building our strategy and roadmap each year. And our average ticket price is high and sits at around $500 on average. So if you think you might be a good fit for Glamping Hub, we would certainly love to hear from you and help you get listed. So of course, if you have any questions or want to speak to one of our dedicated host specialists to get some more information, please feel free to give us a call or send us an email. I've linked our contact information below, and we'd love to hear from you. So thank you, ResNexus, Nathan and Gavin, for having me. It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to hearing from some new hosts.
Thank you so much, Lauren, for that insightful presentation. Now it is time for the Q&A, but while those questions are getting queued up, I wanted to quickly demonstrate how you can get set up with Glamping Hub from your ResNexus back office. So the first thing you'll do is navigate to the settings page. From your settings page, you'll navigate to the Direct Connect setting, and then you'll click Add Channel, which will then take you to the screen where you can view all of our Direct Connect options. Click on Glamping Hub, and then once you're within the Glamping Hub channel, just go ahead and click Connect, and that's how you can get started. If you enjoyed this webinar and want to view any of our past webinars or register for upcoming webinars, you can do so by going to resnexus.com, and then at the bottom of the homepage there is a webinars section. And if you click into there, you'll be navigated to our webinars page, from which you can view our entire library of past webinars and see which ones are upcoming. All right, and with all that being said, we're ready for the Q&A. All right, I'm not seeing any questions yet at this time. We'll give it a few minutes, but maybe you just did too good a job of explaining everything, Lauren.
That would be the dream, wouldn't it?
Thanks. We'll just give it a few more minutes, but once again, I'd like to say thank you very much for your presentation and for working with us to put it on. I think it's been really great.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure so far working with ResNexus, and we're looking forward to a long and healthy partnership.
All right, we have one question that came in, and that is, how long does it take to register with Glamping Hub?
So the registration process, we try to make it as quick and easy as possible. Once you request the direct connection through ResNexus, you'll be directed to go to Glamping Hub to build your listings through what we call our List With Us page. Essentially, it can take as long or it's as long or as short as you'd like it to be. The tool is really good about making sure that you complete all of the stuff that we need to be able to publish your listing. Usually takes about 20 minutes to get all of your photos uploaded, get all of your features selected. And then obviously if you have more than one accommodation, it can kind of take a little bit longer. But our team's really good about jumping in and helping. You know, if it's easier for us to duplicate things on the back end, we're always able to help. So
awesome. And then just one question I had, I think you may have touched on this, but just to go over it again, is that say you have your property who has tent sites and RV sites, but also does have some cabins or some glamping options, like they would be perfectly able to integrate with Glamping Hub, yeah?
yeah, absolutely. You know, and if some of your properties aren't suitable, that's no problem. We'll list the ones that are. You know, we want to give you as much exposure as we can. So definitely, you know, cabins, safari tents. The only type of tents that we don't really accept are just kind of like nylon, you know, camping tents. But if you're at all unsure, feel free to send us an email with a picture of the accommodation and just kind of some background information, and we'd be happy to give you a yes or no before you go through the tool and create the account.
Okay, that makes sense. So another question is, this person says it sounds like there's a vetting process, so it's involved with reaching out via email or a phone call to kind of get things started.
So you can fill out the tool if you're pretty confident that your accommodation definitely fits glamping. You can go ahead and fill out the auto build tool where you'll create your account and create your listing. We get notified and then we get in touch with you right then. But if you're not sure and you want some more information or you just want to talk it through, then yeah, definitely feel free to reach out to us via the email at inventory@glampinghub.com or on our phone number. But if you're looking at the criteria listed, which is both on the ResNexus Direct Connect page as well as our List with Us page on the Glamping Hub website, and you're confident, feel free to go ahead and create the account and start listing your properties, and then we'll be in touch with you within 24 to 48 hours about getting your account activated.
Fantastic, thank you. And then just out of curiosity, we have a question. What would you say is the most popular type of glamping? We heard you mention tiny homes.
Yeah, tiny houses are very popular. I would say that some of the more unique glamping accommodations, like yurts and tree houses and safari tents, those tend to be really popular because you don't see them every day. But we do have a lot of cabins as well because for big groups or families, they tend to be a bit more comfortable and have a bit more of the more luxurious facilities and amenities. But I would say probably the most popular ones are tiny houses, tree houses, yurts, and safari bell tents.
Yeah, I can see why. It sounds like a lot of fun. All right, I'm not seeing any more questions at this time. We'll give it another couple seconds. Oh, here's one. Let's see. Are you considering integrating with any channel manager for future partnerships? I currently use multiple platforms and manage them all through a channel manager.
Yes, actually, we are. We are currently, our Q1 and Q2 goals are to integrate with at least 5 channel managers. So we're finishing up one integration now. ResNexus was actually the first of the year. And we're finishing up our second now, and we have 3 more in the pipeline that we're hoping to release before the end of June. And if you want some more information on which partnerships those are, feel free to send an email to that inventory@glampinghub.com, and we can kind of give you a list of our next integrations, and we would love to get a good idea of what ones you use. We're always looking to get more information from our users so that we can make sure we're making decisions that are helpful to them.
Great, sounds like you're keeping busy.
That is for sure.
All right, I think with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up today's webinar. Thanks everyone so much for taking time out of your day to attend, and thank you again to Lauren.
Thank you for having me, and I hope you all have a great day.
You as well. Thanks. Have a great
Thanks.
day.